Scrafty is a decent Pokemon for Great League Remix, and today we are building a team around it. So we're using a line with Scrafty up on the lead, Galvantula as our closer, and the pivot is gonna be the amazing Blastoise. So Blastoise is emerging as a solid safe switch for this cup. I like it a lot. I recommend to you trainers, you are not afraid to go up against anything in the meta, and you still have Scalbus when energy is gonna be on your side, which is pretty crazy. So at this point we're gonna be able to pressure even more the double here on the switch with our power ups, and most of the times I'm not afraid at all at double blocking my offensive Pokemon and the leader of this team Scrafty, because right after we can vamp up our attacks at so much that the opponent cannot handle it. Look at how easy it is for the Scrafty to go up against this Garbing now, and we have one more power punch left to go. So I believe they're gonna let it go through and go down the process while they have two shields and their final Pokemon, which is hidden, but it ends up being just a Lickitung. And I'm saying just a Lickitung because even though we can get hit by a super effective Power Whip, Blastoise can still tank it like a champ and still reach to the next Hydro Cannon with ease. That's why I went out of there as soon as possible, because I didn't want them to farm a little bit extra and have the upper hand on this matchup. This is pretty crucial, and now I can go in pretty nicely with my Galvantula, just outspeed to the next charge attack, and everything is gonna be just fine. I was trying to catch one move on my Scrafty. This is not gonna happen. Immediately gonna press here my lance, and even if they reach now to that Body Slam, I can have the upper hand. However, I'm pretty sure they have one Body Slam ready to go, and because of that I'm just gonna switch out to the Scrafty. We can catch the move and obviously farm down with the remaining Volt switches that I have left on my arsenal and my net top model. So into the next one, and we're facing a Lurantis here. So Lurantis is pretty tricky because even though its moves are resisted, they can still two-shot me down if they want to, and of course outspeed to the moves. I'm just gonna go for the lance. I'm gonna get a shield in the process, and because of that debuff I know that I can take the next move much easier, and at this point the next one will not be enough. So I'm just gonna go for the lance to finish off the Lurantis out of play. Dugong returns into the battle, and I can do a lot of damage here with a discharge. I'm not expecting a shield at all. That's why I went for this move. Scrafty now able to complete the farm down, but of course they're gonna respond with a counter switch first. So Foul Play is just gonna take the shield out of play, which is pretty nice, and they still need to reach to the Earthquake if they want to have the upper hand, unless they use something like an Aerial Ace, but I do not think so. Night Slash and Earthquake are gonna be the main ways to go for any Gliscor out there. Able to farm down completely with those water guns. They know that they stand no chance at all, especially with my shield up, and we're gonna get this victory pretty easily. Into the next trainers, that was weird to say, but still next trainers. Cresselia up on the lead, so this is pretty tricky for us. Still though, we can do a lot of solid work by blocking the Moonblast, and I'm expecting a Moonblast right off the bat, but instead they bring the Grass Knot into play, and I was not expecting that at all. Because I lost that first charge attack, I'm pretty sure that I have to let the second one go through. Now they went for the Moonblast. Pretty nice play by my opponent, one-shotting down my Scrafty, which is no shame at all. I don't care at all about Scrafty. I know it's a weird thing to say, I have this Pokemon on thumbnail as well, but still we can let Scrafty go down for this battle since it has already done its job. We took one shield out of our opponents, and of course right here we're met up with a Lickitung. So I have seen quite a few Lickitungs, to be honest. I really like the return of the Lickitung coming into play, but still it is not gonna be that great against most opponents. It is always gonna feel like it is gonna fall short to most matchups. Anyways, I'm gonna let that go through. I know that I can survive whatever they throw. Even a Bravert, I think that could have been managed by my bulk. And of course now Lickitung coming in, I'm just gonna try to pressure for the Hydro Cannon. They know better, gonna throw the energy to finish me off before I reach to that Hydro Cannon and get that final shield out of play. So as it seems here, things aren't looking that great. We need to reach to the land as soon as possible, and of course debuff this Licker as much as as we can, and in the process we're just gonna farm each other down. So this is gonna end in a draw. I'm gonna take it. I know that the mistakes were made. Perhaps we could win this one, but perhaps our opponent could also win this one, but I'm gonna be satisfied with a draw, right? So anyways, having a very bad lead against this Mandibuzz, and of course on the switch we're met up with a Whiskas. So all I want to do at this point is to take those moves, nothing to worry about, charge up as much as I can, and right after I will throw the double Hydro Cannon. No reason to go for that Scalbuzz, and hopefully here we're just gonna keep pressuring with our moves. I know that I have a very nice amount of energy loaded on my Blastoise, and perhaps they want to have the upper hand with their Mandibuzz against my Scrafty, so taking advantage of that, we're just gonna be able to get both of them shields out of play. So Scrafty going in, able to completely farm down the Whiskas. On the switch we're met up with a Quagsire, and of course we might be in deep trouble because one lance will not be enough to finish off this Pokemon. However, if we can call the bait here, things can change for sure drastically for us. So here is now another lance from my side, which I'm just gonna unleash to the Quagsire, and they can survive with 1 HP and a dream with a purified version of Quagsire. Are you kidding me? Mandibuzz going in, and hopefully we can reach first to the charge attack, so big damage on the Mandibuzz. They see the Scrafty, now we have the upper hand with all that HP difference, and we're gonna get the victory for sure. Into the next one now with an Escavalier upon the lead, pretty bad lead for our dark type Pokemon. And on the switch we're met up with a Toxapex. So Toxapex is one of those troublesome Pokemon, but still Scalbuzz can come in pretty clutch against all those weird mons that exist in the meta. So we have our defense buffed up, but still they can farm us down with this because Toxapex is such a good Pokemon on any neutral battle. So right here I'm just gonna take advantage of their bulk and try to farm as much as possible before they reach to their next move. And since we're down on shields, I'm expecting to get both of them shields out of play as soon as I can. One here and one more right after to destroy down this Empoleon. However, they are gonna call it for the next one, and the lance. What a crazy call from the opponent on the Empoleon. Are you kidding me? Anyways, now Foul Play is just gonna do a lot of damage on this Escavalier, and they want to completely farm down after they shield once. However, the next Foul Play is imminent. Big damage from my Scrafty, and at this point they cannot throw, they want to farm down, they cannot. Volt switches are super clutch for this battle, and we're just gonna farm our way to victory. Into the next one, trainers, with a very bad lead once again, this time a Charizard up on the lead. So I don't know how we can manipulate this one because on the switch we're met up with a Dugong, but guess again, we have Scalbuzz, and now our defense has been on a whole new level since we can rise it even more, and we can reach to another Scalbuzz safely here before they do anything weird. So here comes a Drill Run, we can still survive. Look at how easy it is for our starter Pokemon. Another Scalbuzz for big damage. They're gonna double block the Dugong. They really want to have the upper hand on the switch no matter what, and I totally understand them, but I think that they could survive one Scalbuzz, to be honest. Not sure, but I think they could. So anyways, Icy Wind here can be taken, not gonna do anything weird, and I can take advantage of the remaining HP with my Galvantula to try and farm some more extra energy. So Discharge at this point is all I can do up against this opponent. I have 2 shields, I have to respect the damage from the Ice Punches, and I know that my only answer against this Charizard is gonna be my Galvantula. So this final Discharge will definitely seal the deal up against this Sandslash, and right before we faint, one more Discharge to finish off Charizard. Let's go, trainers, with this Charizard. Anyways, into the next one, trainers, and the final one for the video. Bad pun over there, sorry about that. Do not unsubscribe, please. Instead, subscribe to the channel if you feel like you have to, because you help my channel grow even more every single day. So right here we're having a Ghost type up on the lead. This is not looking that great, but still not that bad, because we can do a lot of solid work with our dark typing and the Foul Plays, even though our fighting moves are resisted. Not gonna throw the Power Punch here because I want to preserve preserve the remaining HP that I have on the Scrafty just in case this final foul play might be needed towards the end of the battle. We all know that they have the Jellicent, right? So at this point we can still pressure the ground type Pokemon with our Blastoise, and Blastoise can do a lot of solid work up against Steelix. So as it seems here, I can pressure so much that they're gonna sacrifice 2 shields if they want to prevail, so instead they want to keep the shield for the end game, which makes a lot of sense also. And right here we cannot get to the final Hydro Cannon to pressure. However, we can still win the CMP with our Scrafty and the foul play for big damage. They want to shield, so it all depends on what they have at the back. What will it be? Is this double ground or anything? Because one Volt Switch will definitely seal the deal, but instead it is double steal up against my Galvantula over here with a Steelix at the back and an Alola Shadow Sandslash. So Discharge now is gonna do a lot of damage, still not enough to knock out, but right after we have one more ready to go, and that is definitely gonna knock out the Shadow Alola Sandslash and grab for us the final victory for this video. So that is gonna be all for today, trainers. Thank you for watching and for staying till the end. Just be sure to leave a huge like before you go, and of course consider subscribing to my channel, even though I have bad puns along the way of every video. With that said, I have 2 videos for you to check out, so feel free to do so, and I will see you all into the next one.